Hey guys, it's Andrew Fazakis here, the night sky guy. Yes, I am out again looking at the night sky. I'm hoping you've got clear skies. It's Friday, late afternoon. It is currently 4:52. Sun has set here in Montreal, Canada. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. Yes, I'm dressed in a parka because it is so cold. It's like minus 10 degrees right now. Celsius, so that's pretty cold to be standing outside, not really moving a lot. I'm out here though. It's absolutely crystal clear skies, guys. The December 21st, the great conjunction between Jupiter and Saturn, and that's what I'm out here really to talk about, is this beautiful gathering of the two bright planets in the sky that are visible with the naked eye. It's just beautiful. Here, I'm gonna see if I can show you guys. Here, I'm gonna move this off here, the light source, and switch it over. There you go. You get to see the sky now. It is absolutely beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. That's the sunset. So you can see the moon, and you can see the planets there above the tree. It's the right-hand tree. So the planets are actually right there. That's where they are. And I'm gonna zoom in, try to zoom in. Let's see if I can. The moon is up on the upper left there. There you go. You can see there is the planets, and the moon is off there. But that's where the planets are, right above that treetop there. And if you look closely, you'll see that there's a bright one, obviously, a bright, the brighter one, brighter star, that's Jupiter, and a fainter one is actually Saturn. There you go. So you can see that, and that's it is a beautiful sight. The sun has set over this frozen lake that I have here. I'm nearby. I'm about 6 hours north drive of New York City, about an hour and a half, 2 hours from Plattsburgh, New York, in New York State. So I'm in Canada, Montreal, Canada, and it's about minus 10 degrees right now. Got snow on the ground, and we've got this beautiful conjunction that's getting two planets getting closer and closer, very close. In just 3 days, on December 21st, these two planets that are visible right there are going to be at their closest. Already, they're very, very close, historically close. And how close is what is really incredible is it hasn't been visible to humans in almost 8 centuries. Since the year 1226, I believe, is when the last time this was most likely visible to humans. I mean, this was the time when Genghis Khan, right? Genghis Khan, historical figure, was still, marauding across Asia. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, this was, crusades were happening at that time. I mean, it's incredible how long of a period that the last time this was visible. Now, I know on this smartphone, it looks tiny, right? I mean, it doesn't look like it's, but those two bright points are planets, are fellow worlds in our solar system. You can see here I'm gonna see if I can put my finger in the front there to point it out to you guys, if those of you can't see it. There's Saturn, that little faint one, and of course, Jupiter is the brighter one, right? And that's just above this treetop that I have here. Very, very close. Jan says, can't make out Saturn, but totally can see Jupiter. Yes, it's basically just above Jupiter. That's where the Saturn is. I'm going to see if I can zoom in a little bit more. There, maybe you can see the Saturn right above Jupiter, just a little upper left of it. They're very close together. Easily seen through high magnification, the two of them separated. So this is the view that you would get tonight. And it'll be even closer. The two worlds will be even closer on Monday, December 21st. So just remember what we're talking about is two planets. These are light, the sunlight, the same sun that sets here, right there, is set just a few minutes ago, is now the same sun that's shining on those planets that are 600 million kilometers away and 1.2 billion kilometers away from Earth, right? That's what you're seeing there, is the sunlight reflecting off the cloud tops of these planets and reflecting back to here into my phone, my smartphone, and you guys are watching that. So that light has bounced off of the sun and then I should say come from the sun, bounced off the planets, and then reached us here back on Earth. And that's why we see these planets. They're not producing their own light like a star, even though they look like stars, right? These little things do look like stars. They're bouncing off sunlight, very much like how the moon is. You can see here, if I widen this, that moon up there in the upper left-hand corner, beautiful crescent moon, that also is the same effect is happening with the moon as well. Is the sunlight is shining off. That's why it looks like a crescent, right? Because the sun is off to the right-hand side where it's set, right? The sun sets down here, but yet in space where the moon is, the sunshine is still there, shining on it. But you can see what we call Earth shine. You can see the backside of the moon as well, clearly, the unlit portion. That's because the same sunshine is bouncing off the oceans of the Earth and lighting up the darker portion of the disk of the moon. That's what we call Earth shine. We saw that yesterday too, and the day before. And there, above the treetops, meanwhile, while the moon is in the upper left, if we zoom in about that treetop, you'll see Jupiter very clearly first. That's Jupiter, right? And then that star. And then if we zoom in a little bit more, you'll see that fainter dot just above Jupiter. Can you guys see that now? And that is Saturn, the ringed world, the famous ringed planet. And the two aren't physically close together. Remember that in space, they're far apart. They're hundreds of millions of kilometers apart. They just look like they're close together like this in our skies now because they happen to be aligned from our vantage point here on Earth. They look like they're close in our skies. And this hasn't been seen by humans since the year 1226 was the last time humans saw this. Incredible. I mean, what was happening on Earth? We were just heading into the medieval ages in Europe. We had Genghis Khan marauding the Asian landscape. I mean, this is incredible that to put this into historical perspective of when this was last seen. And this is something that you can go outside on a clear night and see it for yourself. You don't need telescopes or binoculars. I'm just using a smartphone. Of course, a few of us have telescopes, and the view is interesting through a telescope as well. But ancient humans didn't have telescopes. They saw this. This is what ancient humans saw this as. And then, we've been hearing a lot about the Star of Bethlehem too. Well, there are ideas historically. The astronomers have looked at the idea of the Star of Bethlehem. What could it have been? Could it have been a great comet? Could it have been a supernova, an exploding star? Could it have been the conjunction of two bright planets? Something like what we see here. If we're talking a conjunction, by the way, for the Star of Bethlehem, it probably would have been Jupiter and Venus. Venus is even much brighter than Saturn. That little dot next to Jupiter here is too faint, really, probably to really create such a majestic star that really would have caught the eye of people and would have been they would have been awestruck. So it probably would have been Venus and Jupiter. And there does seem to be historically, going back, if we calculated out what was in the sky, that Christmas star could have been that. If that is true, and if that really happened, it could have been a Venus-Jupiter conjunction. This is something similar to it. And, some places they're calling this the Christmas star, the Star of Bethlehem. It's kind of not quite there, but similar to that idea. It harkens to that. And let's not forget that the actual date of them getting the closest, these two planets, will be on December 21st, Monday. So we are now Friday. What is it? December 18th. It's 5:03 p.m. right now. It's minus 10 degrees. And here we are. We're seeing these two planets fairly close together. This is the view from Montreal, a live view from my smartphone. Zooming out, you can see the beautiful There you go, the sunset. So it's just to the left of where the sun's at. We're going to give a super wide angle view there of the lake, the frozen lake. The lake is freezing up now very quickly here with minus 10 degrees, cold weather. And you can see the moon in the upper left-hand corner of this shot. There you go, guys. Everyone who's just coming in, welcome. I'm Andrew Fizakis, the Night Sky Guy, here in Montreal, Canada. Frozen, minus 10 degrees. Very cold, beautiful by a lakeside just outside southwest of Montreal in a suburb. Very cold, snow on the ground, freezing, but beautiful view of the moon and the conjunction just above this tree, the right-hand tree there that's sticking up in the field of view. I'm going to zoom in. You can see now, I've been here now recording for quite a few minutes, and already Jupiter has moved because, of course, the Earth is rotating on its axis and it's moving off to the right of that tree. And if you look very closely at Jupiter, that bright spot there, star, just to the upper left of it is Saturn, a much fainter star. Look carefully and you can see it. I can see it in my phone screen. That is Saturn. Imagine the light has traveled 1.2 billion kilometers to reach my phone and what you're seeing here on Earth. And this is something you can see with the naked eye. So don't miss it. I mean, if you got clear skies tonight, check it out. Saturday, Sunday, they'll get even a little bit closer. And Monday, they'll be at their absolute closest. These two planets will be. And you don't want to miss that. It's very historic. Hasn't been visible since the year 1226. And if you have a small telescope, you can get both of those planets in the same field of view, which is very cool as well. And you can see details on both planets, like the rings of Saturn and the moons of Jupiter are visible through a small telescope. But even now with my phone, I can take pictures of it. I invite you guys to take pictures. It's absolutely a beautiful sight. You can see here, zooming out again, seeing the moon live with the planetary conjunction that's just coming up. I mean, it's already very close. Really a beautiful a sight to behold. And I'm seeing all your comments here. It's not quite a quarter moon. It's actually still a crescent moon. It's what we call a waxing crescent moon. The moon is getting bigger in size. We started off the week with an amazing solar eclipse in South America. If you caught my live stream, you would have seen that. It's so that was under new moon. So now it's there. It's actually becoming heading towards a full moon next week. And here we are looking at there's Jupiter. As it's getting darker, it's getting easier to see Saturn. So there you go. Again, a wide view. Twilight setting in. Beautiful twilight. You can see it there over the lake. Very, very nice. You're welcome. I'm glad you guys can see this. I know it's not the same as going out yourself, but at least it gives you a taste of what you can expect. This is what you can expect to see. Thank you. I like doing these shows. Definitely this is something very cool. Everyone should be able to see it. If you like these videos, you guys are watching, please hit that follow button. Please share this video with your friends and family, with your network. Let's get more people out there stargazing. This is absolutely beautiful. Watching something historic like that. If you've got grandkids, you're with your spouse, brothers, sisters, extended family, get them out to look at this. And even though we may be physically distanced from each other, we can still look up at the sky and see the exact same things at the same time and feel like we are together. It really, the night sky has that power to bring us together. That's what we're doing here. I'm bringing my phone out here and we're virtually being able to have this star party together with all of you guys, all of my stargazing friends. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you very much for tuning in, looking at the great conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter that will happen on December 21st. It's a preview. We're almost there. So I'm just happy that I can share it with you, despite it being minus 10 degrees, very cold, but absolutely beautiful. I love this. thank you. Make sure you share this live feed, and do share it with your friends and family and get them outside. Hopefully we can all look up and see something historic here, cosmically historic. That's what this is for us Earthlings. And we probably will not see this in our lifetime, that's for sure. Not again. I think 2080 is the next one. So maybe some of our younger viewers might be able to see this, and maybe not going to be quite as good as this, though. This is very good. I mean, it's centuries past when for something so close, where you see the two planets so close like this. There you go. There's Jupiter and there's Saturn. Yeah. Just a beautiful sight. Zoom out here, show you the landscape, the moon holding court to a beautiful sunset over a frozen lake here outside in Montreal, Canada, just north of the border with New York State. Fantastic sight. I'm hoping you guys get to see this. It's a lot of fun. Get your family, get your kids out, take a peek. 5-10 minutes. Take your binoculars if you have it, or your small telescope, point it at those two stars, and you'll be able to see even much more than what I'm showing you here. This is just to whet your appetite, get you guys excited about it, because it is so certain. Not since the year 1226 has anyone seen, no human has seen this, two planets come close like that together. So check it out. So with that, if you like my videos, again, please subscribe, please follow. I'll be on air Monday, as usual, with my regular weekly Night Sky This Week broadcast. I'll also be with Astronomers Without Borders, hopefully having live streams from around the world showing what this conjunction looks like in other places. So stay tuned for information on that. And with that, I hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks so much for spending a few moments of your day with me today. It was really fun. Stay safe and healthy. And until the next video, as I always say, clear skies. Bye-bye.